Hey, all, this is Sean Gerber with CISSP Cyber Training, and we are going to be talking about CISSP exam questions. So we're going to roll into some of these questions that you can get at CISSP Cyber Training. So if you're listening to this, you're either listening through a podcast or through YouTube, but you'll be able to get access to these questions and many more at CISSPcybertraining.com. So kind of throwing them out here, you can we'll just walk through them step by step and then go from there. So, CISSP exam question 11. You are concerned about the risk that an avalanche poses to your $3 million shipping facility. Okay, so now you're thinking about you possibly have disaster recovery situation. Based on your expert opinion, you determine that there is a 5% chance that an avalanche will occur each year. Now, you may get that information from some place, I don't know where, but there's a place that probably can tell you that 5% chance of having an avalanche each year. Experts advise you that an avalanche would completely destroy your building and require you to rebuild on the same land or same mountain. 90% of the $3 million value of this facility is attributed to the building and 10% is attributed to the land itself. What is the single loss expectancy of your shipping facility to an avalanche? So when you're looking at this question, the thing you want to look at is the $3 million single loss expectancy, SLE. And you also want to understand what is the AV and your EF. So basically the expected frequency of when it's going to occur and so forth. All right. So your answer is, or question is 3 million, or I should say answer 3 million, 2.7 million, 270,000, or 135,000. So what is your single loss expectancy? Again, based on 5% of the time you're going to have this issue, and that the fact that $3 million is going to be the value of this facility. So the answer is $2.7 million. Now understand that the SLE, your single loss expectancy, is the product of the AV and the EF. Okay, from this scenario, you'll know that the AV, the actual value, is $3 million. And the EF, which basically means the expectant frequency of this, is 90%. So based on that same thing, the same land can be built on, right? Unless it's a mountain that totally goes away, you're going to be able to rebuild on that. So you're looking at that 90% of that $3 million, right? So based on that, this yields a single loss expectancy of $2.7 million. So it's important that you just kind of understand that the whole land didn't go away. And that's a gotcha that will happen is you'll glob onto the $3 million and go, well, hey, it's $3 million. It would be A. But no, you can rebuild on that specific land unless the mountain itself is totally gone. Now, one thing to think about is if you had like on a seashore and you had your facility on the sand, and you had the foundation was there on this sand, and a tsunami came in and took out basically where your building was at, and let's say it became part of the ocean, then obviously you couldn't rebuild. So that's something you'd want to consider. Again, that's where your key thing is to focus on that aspect. You need to know the formula, but you also need to understand those little nuances that are actually in the question itself. CISSP exam question 12. What unit of measurement should be used to assign a quantitative values to the assets in the priority identification phase of the business impact assessment? So there's a lot going on here. So you got a BIA, which is your business impact assessment. You're determining what should be your priority as you're doing this assessment, and you're looking at qualitative or quantitative values for that. So first one is monetary. Second is utility. 3 is importance, and the fourth one is time. So the answer is A, monetary. The quantitative portion of this priority identification should assign asset values in monetary units or in monetary form. You can't assign those in a utility form or an importance form. Now, importance could be potentially in there, but when you're dealing with quantitative, that is a number. That is an actual value. Qualitative would probably fall into the importance aspect of this. So just kind of think about the question. When they want quantitative, they're looking at specific numbers, and hence that is why the monetary aspect is such an important factor. All right, question 13. In which of the following database recovery techniques is an exact, up-to-date copy of the database maintained in an alternate location? First one, A, transaction logging, B, remote journaling, C, electronic vaulting, or 3, remote mirroring. Okay, so understand transaction logging, remote journaling, electronic vaulting, remote mirroring. Then this falls into the CISSP in the database, or I should say in the disaster recovery aspect. So when you're using a remote mirroring solution, that is what you want, especially when you're looking at specifically taking an exact up-to-date copy of the database and it's maintained in an alternate location. So you're mirroring the databases. So you use a remote mirroring, an exact copy of the database is maintained in an alternate location. You keep this remote copy up to date by executing all transactions on both the primary and the remote site at the same time. So it's important for you to understand that you're going to have this in both locations, but it's just basically making it, once it makes a transaction change on one, it makes a transaction change on the other. So that's pretty much how it works. Practice exam question 14. What kind of recovery facility enables an organization to resume operations as quickly as possible? Again, disaster recovery. If not immediately upon failure of the primary facility. So what kind of recovery facility enables an organization to resume operations as quickly as possible, if not immediately, upon the failure of the primary facility? So once one goes down, bam, the other one's coming right back up. All right, so A, hot site. B, warm site. C, cold site. D, all of the above. All right, again, what kind of recovery facility enables an organization to resume operations as quickly as possible, if not immediately, upon failure of the primary facility? A is hot site, B is warm site, C is cold site, D is all the above. Obviously, when you're taking the test, all the above, it wouldn't be the case because you've got to pick one, right? Now, if it had a hybrid site, that could get you if there was a hybrid location. But the answer is a hot site. A hot site provides backup facilities maintained in a constant working order and are fully capable of taking over business operations once something bad happens. Warm sites consist of a pre-configured hardware and software that are designed to run the business, neither of which possess the vital business information, which basically means is that the information is not there, but it's ready to go, but you have to transmit the data into it to be able to operate. Cold sites are simply facilities designed with the power and environmental support systems, but no configured hardware, software, or services. So they're just basically a blank sheet. DR services can facilitate and implement any of these sites on behalf of a company. What that means is that you could have a DR type solution, third party, that can then spin these up for you if you need it. So you've got to have to weigh that out. So again, as you're looking as a CISO, how do you handle this? And you have to decide how much money are you willing to spend and what are the expectations for your business required on having a backup facility ready to go. Amazon obviously has multiple data centers and they are hot sites. Most businesses, unless there's a regulatory requirement, do not have hot sites enabled just because the cost is so substantial. All right, question 15. Which of the following concerns is not suitable for quantitative measurement during the business impact assessment? Again, quantitative number. A, loss of the plant. B, damage to a vehicle. C, negative publicity. D, power outage. Okay, so which of the following concerns is not suitable for a quantitative measurement during the business impact assessment? A, loss of the plant. B, damage to a vehicle. C, negative publicity. D, power outage. So as you look at those, 3 of the 4 deal with numbers for the most part, right? The publicity one, that's squishy. So that probably is it. And guess what? It is. So negative publicity, it's very difficult to put a dollar figure on a business loss because of the negative publicity. Now, some very large brain person can figure that out. But in reality, it's very hard for most people to kind of come up with some level of cost associated with publicity that is bad. Therefore, this type of concern is better evaluated through qualitative analysis, right? So quantitative, qualitative. Those are the pieces that you kind of need to figure out. All right. That's all I've got for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And again, go out to CISSPcybertraining.com. Got some amazing things out there. I guarantee you we have it and you can't believe it. It's awesome. So I want you to help you pass the CISSP the first time. Go check us out. We're better than everybody else because guess what? I've done it, been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and I can help you become a CISO. I can help you be successful in the CISSP. Just give me a shot. All right, talk to you later. Go out to CISSPcybertraining.com. Catch you on the flip side. See ya.